All right, so we're working in the shop today, and whenever I have the opportunity to work on an unusual car, I like to film it. So today we're going to highlight this car. This is a 1957 Berkeley 328. It's either 323 or 328, I'm not sure. It's a 328, like I thought. There is the VIN tag there. It's pretty rough. This is actually my personal car. It's late in the day on a Friday on a kind of a soft work week. Next week's gonna be really busy, so I thought I'd actually get some work done out in the yard. If you see on the cart there, I sandblasted and painted a whole set of wheels for a customer's car, the Subaru 360 van I'm working on. And I had the buff primer out, and I had a bunch extra buff primer. I thought, what am I going to do? I don't want to waste it. It's expensive. So the Berkeley got a bit of a sand down on its rear haunches there, and the fiberglass is really rough. In other words, it looked like this, just bare fiberglass, no gel coat, no nothing. I thought, gosh, this thing is sitting outside. What can I do to help protect it? I've got this 2K high build primer sitting in my paint gun, and I'm just going to waste it. So I spent a little bit of time with an 80 grit grinder and ground down all the fiberglass there and just gave it a quick shoot, and it came out real nice, better than I thought. And that got me started. I was like, wow, you know what? This car is not as bad as I thought. But let me give you a little background information. So it's like a miniature Cobra. I don't know how it looks in the video camera world here, but it's tiny. It weighs 700 pounds, something like that. Maybe less, since this one doesn't have an engine in it. It has 15-inch wheels, and I don't know, hey you crazy coon, I don't know that much about them. Started getting into them. It has 12-inch tires. It has the original tires. They're Michelin's. And where does it say? It says something about made for comfort. Oh yeah, super comfy. Super comfy 520 12s. And they're on the big 5 wide rims, kind of like the old Volkswagens. And since I painted all those rims out in the yard there, I thought, why don't I sand down these crusty looking rims? They just look so rusty, so crusty. So I spent a little time with my wire wheel and some protective gear, and I sanded all this down. Now I'm going to put a little primer on it, I think, just to keep it from rusting. It was really rusted out. The tires are amazing. They're probably circa 1957, and they're in great shape. Pretty cool. They might be the original tires for the car. I'm not positive on that, but they sure look like it. I don't think they even have a date stamp. So getting back to the car, got this from a good friend of mine a couple years ago, and he keeps asking me, what am I going to do with it? And I'm like, wow, when I get time. So today I did get the back looking pretty good, better, I should say, at least some primer. You'll notice that behind the rear wheel and behind the front wheel there are some slots. Those are air relief slots. This car was actually raced. I don't know anything about the history, but as the air goes through the front of the car, it would try to lift the car up. It's so light. So guys would buy a template, I guess, and cut out those slots to let the air flow through the car to keep it on the racetrack. Kind of a neat little tidbit of information. This car has some racing heritage. I was told that the 2-cylinder, 2-stroke, 328cc engine, which is long gone, was replaced with a Panhard 2-cylinder, horizontally opposed 800cc 4-stroke engine, and they're about 60 horsepower. So this thing, if it was raced with that engine, would have been a rocket. You can see very faintly the racing pedigree stripes. It had like these black stripes that kind of went up and came to a point way back there. Kind of neat. So been tinkering with this thing today. Now it's got my attention, and since I took the wheel off to get the rust off so that I could paint the wheel, I then thought, well, what's going on here with the brakes? I don't know anything about this car. So I pulled off the nut that holds on the spline shaft. It is front wheel drive, and the brakes are there. I'm pretty excited about that. It has blind hole wheel cylinders, kind of like a Subaru 360, but the linings actually don't look too bad. The hardware's there. I mean, it's super simple. It needs new brake lines, I'm sure. Probably needs new everything. But I'm super psyched that those are actually present. I didn't know if they were. You can see the little upright shock there. You can see the aluminum frame, I guess, which is basically just riveted to the fiberglass body. Amazing little cars in their day, and I guess they were made really good race cars. We don't think about them much these days, but I thought that I would share this video with you guys just because this could be the beginning of something big. I don't know. I get pushed and pulled to all different types of projects, and this one is pretty unique, and I don't know how far or when I'll get to it, but at least I've got a little something, a little bug in my ear. Now I'm gonna have to order some brake parts and get some brake lines and see if I can paint the wheels and get the body from evaporating from my eyes. At least it won't rust. But that's what we're doing today. Stella had a bit of a second wind there. Yeah? You want to go for a ride in this Berkeley? She would love to go for a ride in that Berkeley. But we got a lot of work to do before we get there. So I've got the steering wheel. I've got to rebuild that. Doors, hinges are a little... This side's actually okay. The other side's got some fiberglass damage. But there's a lot of little fiberglass... Oh, look at the water coming out of there. Like this thing. Needs some work. I'm not going to go around and point at things that need work. The whole car needs work. But I thought you guys might enjoy checking out a 1957 Berkeley 328 that's in my shop today. I'm doing a little tinkering on. All right. Thank you for watching. And thanks for being such good subscribers. We'll catch you on the next video.